Hey guys, welcome to another Mentoring Monday. In the last two episodes of Mentoring Monday, I talked about stop chasing the people who don't value you. And that topic inspired me to do a second topic about value. What is your value? And in that topic I mentioned, your value is determined by how much more you give in service than you take in payment. And I kind of stumbled onto something that I think there's so much to talk about when it comes to value, as well as your own values, and how important it is to really sort of drive your behavior and your actions throughout the rest of your life. So I stumbled onto something else, and if we dive a little deeper into what can motivate you to give more in service in each area of your life, we find that it comes from your inner core, your inner drive, which I call your core values, which come from your core principles, many of which you learned or did not learn in your childhood, really depending on your situation, whether it was a good childhood or a difficult childhood. I bet many of you have core values, but maybe you have not taken the time to really formalize them, to really think about them and write them down. Today's topic is another topic about the importance of value. Your values determine your value. Your core values determine your work ethic and your behavior, thus determining your value. So your values act as a personal compass, determining your worth by guiding your actions, decisions, relationships, and by identifying your core principles like authenticity, integrity, or growth. You create a why, like why am I doing this? Why do I behave this way? That drives your behavior. It ensures your life choices are meaningful, fulfilling, and authentic because they're in line with your values. This alignment reduces burnout, brings purpose, and determines your value. Stress and burnout often come from the fact that you're not living your life in accordance with your values. Perhaps you're in a relationship, whether personal or business, that force you to live outside of your values and you just don't realize it. It's stressful and probably unfulfilling. The law of value, providing more service than you take in payment, is driven by your core values. And your core values are determined by your core principles. So let me try to explain this. You might ask, well, how do I figure out what are my core principles? Here are 5 core principles that help you determine your value. You have to define your why. I've done topics on how important is understanding your why. You can check out Mentoring Monday from a previous episode. Values are the fundamental principles, for example, integrity, curiosity, dependability, fairness, authenticity, that shape your actions and differentiate your unique path, what's important to you. Actionable alignment. True value lies in living in accordance with these principles, which reduce stress and improves your overall livelihood. In other words, are you walking the talk, which means your actions align with your values? The decision filter. Knowing your values helps you make tough decisions, such as problem solving, choosing the right career, or maintaining healthy relationships. Compare these decisions that you want to make with each of your values. Are they in line with your values? If they're not, trouble lies ahead. This will ensure that you're also making consistent decisions. The decisions you make are consistently in line with your values and what's important to you. Personal compass. While influenced by your upbringing, true values are chosen individually rather than adopted from others, allowing yourself to establish your own personal boundaries. And like anything, you continuously want to reflect and refine your values, regularly reviewing and narrowing it down to, say, 3 to 5 core values, ensure that they remain relevant to your current life circumstances. Writing down your core values helps remind you to live in accordance with them. It's an exercise I find that's very important. So the last thing I'm going to talk about is, how do I determine my values? There's a lot of things that you think are important, but how do I kind of narrow them down into, say, 3 to 5? How do I figure out what is most important to me? So here's 4 steps to help you discover your values. The first one is reflect. Think about moments of peak joy or deep frustration to uncover underlying motivations. For example, I get extremely frustrated when people lie or exaggerate. I'm very focused on that in the other person. Or if they don't do what they say they're going to do, and when they say they're going to do it. So from that negative experience or negative experiences, integrity is a huge non-negotiable item for me when it comes to building relationships and having my inner circle around me. I look for it very closely when I first meet someone. Another value I have is fairness. So fairness is important to me as well. How does someone act when there's a problem, especially a monetary problem? Because crisis or problems brings out the person's true colors. I did another Mentoring Monday on true colors, so if you get a chance, check that one out. It's really important because crisis does really bring out a person's true colors. You see what their interior motives are. Number 2, how do I select my values? If this is difficult for you, I'm going to give you a list. You can Google Brene Brown, B-R-E-N-E, Brown. It's called Dare to Lead, for a long list of values. You can just go through the list and identify which ones are the most important and the ones you resonate with. And then pick 3 to 5. Number 3, prioritize. Narrow down your list of your values to your top 3 to 5, as too many will reduce clarity and your decision-making ability. And the 4th step I'll talk about is align. Evaluate your current life, whether it's personal, work, and your actions, to see if they align with your selected values. Really important, because when you're in alignment with what's important to you and your actions and your relationships, your life's a whole lot better, especially in your job and your top 3 most important relations that you have in your life. To summarize this topic, knowing your core values and living in accordance with these values will make you happier and more valuable to other people. Quick example, when I was building my business, great customer service and helping my customers build a successful business were 2 core values that our company held very closely. While running a business can be very complicated, closely following our core values that made the company successful beyond what I ever could have imagined was actually very simple and effective. So imagine how living your life in accordance with your values could work for you. Imagine all the benefits and improvements that you could make just by living in alignment. So get to work and go figure out your core values. That's the first step. And I'll see you again in 2 weeks. Remember, it's never too late to reinvent yourself. Cheers.